I'm blowing money fast, nigga.
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Millennial Smug, and I'm bringing you the slop, the whole slop, and nothing but the slop. Bear with me, my voice is still kind of iffy, way better compared to how it was yesterday, but still very iffy. But never mind all that. Let's get into today's topic real quick. See, just happened right now. Let me show you guys just a quick video, and I want you to tell me, am I the one tripping? Am I the one going crazy here? Or is this justified cringe? Here, let me show you this video real quick. Now, I can't be the only one who oh God, the overwhelming cringe. It just completely flows straight through my veins. It made me freeze up. It made me shudder a little bit. Now, just for a bit of a recap, we're gonna take it back in the vote a little bit. Go about a little bit about 2.5 years ago. I'm gonna leave a link down in the description box below so you guys can follow along to have a little bit more context in regards to why Mandy Rose got fired to begin with, just in case some of you guys don't remember, okay? Mandy Rose addresses her WWE release. Mind you, again, this is January of 2023. Mandy Rose was released by WWE on December 14th of 2022, one day after losing the NXT Women's Championship to Roxanne Perez. Rose was reportedly released due to the content she had been posting on her FanTime website. Appearing on the Tamron, whatever, Hall show, Rose opened up about her WWE release. When Rose was asked if she lost the NXT Women's Championship due to the material posted on the FanTime website, she said, "I was never told that, and that there is," and I quote, "some confidentiality when it comes to her release." When asked if she received any warnings about the material posted and if she was asked to take it down, Rose replied, "Unfortunately, there is a confidentiality and I can't really discuss that. There was one warning to take it down and I complied." Rose stated she didn't post any nude photos on the site, saying, "There was no full nudity. I would never post anything that would harm my brand." Earlier in the interview, she said the photos posted, which were said by Tamron to be sexy, racy, and provocative, were part of her showing fans the behind the scenes of her life. "Everything that I do in the privacy of my own home, showing my fans behind the scenes action, whether it's photo shoots, my everyday personal life, nothing is wrong with that. That's what I was doing. You can't believe everything you see on the internet. Not everything is accurate. When I show photos, me, sexy, like how I've been showing on my Instagram, which everyone can see, there is nothing wrong with that," she said. When asked if WWE were being hypocrites given how they marketed Toxic Attraction, or if there was a double standard, citing Medusa's recent comments, for Rose and other women, Rose replied, "I don't have any control on how they run their business and what they think is right or wrong. That's their opinion." Asked if she was being targeted by WWE, who previously promoted sexy photos Rose had posted on social media, Rose said, "I don't really know. I don't think I was targeted. I think it was more everyone has their own opinion. I don't see anything wrong with that photo. Rose wearing the NXT Women's and NXT UK Women's titles and nothing else." What? As they didn't either. Everyone has their own opinion on what they think is appropriate and what's not. And then she continues on by saying, "Because of everything that has happened since then, everything happens for a reason. And I can't even say I was wrong because I'm so forever grateful for everything that WWE has presented me with. I can't say I was wrong or not. I'm hurt. I'm very hurt. No one wants to get that call that you're being fired from any job. I was very hurt and very disappointed. I was disappointed more because of everything I put into the business, but just the last year and a half, I was champion for 413 days. I unified 2 titles. I was the 3rd longest reigning NXT Women's Champion. I also created this must-see faction with 2 other women that I brought up. I got to see so many women develop their characters, and they are younger than me and at the beginning of their careers. To me, that was so important because it was rewarding for me. Losing the title was obviously a gut punch. I was so disappointed. At the end of the day, my purpose was gone. That's where I felt lost and confused because of all the hard work. Driving home from that, a lot of things were going through my mind. You always think there are unanswered questions. At the end of the day, I love what I've done in WWE, and I love the platform they presented me with. I am forever grateful for them. And then they go on to talk about other stuff, but it's not really never. It's pretty much just asking whether or not she's ever going to come back to WWE, and she says never say never, which I guess obviously it's going to be never it's going to be for the foreseeable future never, seeing as you just posted that cringy ass post regarding the return to WWE Evolution last night. You know what's funny also? Look, there are consequences. There's a fuck around and there's a find out. For every fuck around, understand there's going to be a find out. Let's call a spade, okay, Mandy Rose? Look, personally, if you ask me how I feel about it, I don't care. I've been actually saying this for the longest. Why is it okay for the women to post stuff on their Instagram page, but it's not okay for them to post it on WWE, or not post it on WWE, but present themselves in a sexual manner in WWE? And here's the thing. In the end of the day, even though I disagree with the practice, you are still IP. You are still intellectual property. I don't think these wrestlers, or even some of the fans, really wrap their mind around how strict WWE is around, or how strict WWE is in regards to their intellectual property. You better go ask Scott Hall how they felt about him going to well, you can't ask him now for obvious reasons, but you get what I'm saying though. At the time when he was alive, ask him how they felt when he went to WCW. All he did was use a damn toothpick, and they tried to sue him in WCW for copyright infringement on their intellectual property. Yes, they go extremely hard over that shit. And here's the thing, even though I disagree with you can call it a double standard, I guess, to a lesser degree, but at the same time, Mandy Rose took it too far. You already admitted to what you did. They told you to take all of your material down. You thought you were going to be slick and you were going to leave up some of the material that wasn't directly connected with WWE. What you ended up doing was posting according to this post right here, nude photos with the NXT titles, their product, with you as their intellectual property on a different site, and they're not making money from it. Do you see how bad that is? Especially at that time when it looked like they were kind of rebranding NXT to be more of a PG product, like a more extreme PG product with the splattered colors looking like a Slime Time Live circa 2000. Like, you realize this, right? They gave you a warning to stop it with the bullshit. They did the same thing with Lana also. I don't know if you guys remember that story when Lana, she was like doing some promotional work with some soda company or something like that, or some energy drink, and WWE told her to stop doing that because she was posing herself as Lana within those products. You can't do that. Even though you are your own woman or you are your own person, you can't parade yourself. You signed a contract. That's what you did. You signed a contract noting that you were going to give yourself to the company. Do you guys realize? I don't know. I'm not sure if it's still in effect right now, but I remember John Cena saying his own name, his real life name, John Cena, was also partially owned by WWE. It sounds mad fucked up, but you signed the contract. That was your deal. That was Lana's deal. And Mandy Rose, that was your deal. You took racy photos with NXT property, WWE property, as an intellectual property, and they weren't seeing any money from it. You were told not to continue doing it, and you decided to be slick and take down some material while keeping up other material. There's a situation going on right now. I don't know if you guys follow this YouTuber. His name is Atozi. And he was talking about this yesterday, right? Where this guy was pulling pranks. Was it Arby's? I think it was an Arby's restaurant, right? Where he was pretending to be an Arby's worker. And like he would go there on his off days or go there when the store was closed in particular. And he would pretend that he actually worked for the company while doing all this deplorable brand ruining things, like selling, like pretending to sell, like he'll do shit like this. Like he'll pretend there are actual customers there, right? And he, as a worker, will serve the customers, quote unquote, who are actually his friends, food with things like condom wrappers inside it. So then other customers who are coming to this In-N-Out burger restaurant will see these two guys playing pranks on Arby's or In-N-Out, whatever the fuck it's called. Like they're playing a prank on this restaurant chain, pretending to serve a customer condoms within their food. And then other customers see this and they're like, what the actual fuck? Which is brand ruining. These idiots call it a prank, but that's brutal defamation. That's hardcore liability. And just like with Mandy Rose, they told the prankster to take down the material. You know what he did instead? He unlisted the videos because he still wanted the views. He unlisted the videos. The problem with that, though, when you unlist the video, people who still have the link can still see the video, meaning they can still click on the video and share the video, which is what they did. Plenty of people did. And it got back to the In-N-Out burger restaurant. And you know what happened? They sued him. They sued the shit out of the kid. They are currently in litigation right now as we speak. You fucked around and you found out. They told him to delete the material just like WWE told you to delete the material. You both decided to be slick and hide what you did, which was a misdeed. You can vary it to whatever degree you would like to vary it from. Like I said, I don't necessarily agree with the practice, but at the same time, as far as WWE is considered, you signed the contract, meaning you agreed to the rules of the game. Don't break the rules. You guys tried to be slick, and look what happened. You fucked around, and you found out the hard way. Now they're getting sued, and you got fired. And then to make matters much worse, you do this whole tour over the last couple of years, still dropping OnlyFans content, still talking shit about WWE whenever chance you got. You just recently did it with Elena Black. Not even like a week or two ago? You literally just talked shit about WWE not even a week or two ago. You just did it while still posting nudes. Like, what were you expecting? And there are so many people. Now, to be fair, let me not say so many people, because there is. If you go underneath that actual video that I posted with the Mandy Rose clip, there are people who are somewhat divided, who are going after WWE. And then there are some saying, like I said, she fucked around and she found out. But why is this a back and forth? This is completely unnecessary. Once again, you played the fucking game, literally and figuratively. Not to mention, even though, and this is just my opinion, I do feel as if Mandy Rose has been upping up her game when she was towards the ending point in her tenure in NXT before she was unceremoniously fired. You do have to realize that at this point, man, what can you do coming back? You were not a big name. You were a big name in NXT 3 years ago. NXT barely had a presence on the show as is, right? You got one match. You got the Battle Royal where almost all the women were pretty much discarded of, besides Lash Legend. Like, there was barely that much representation for the women already on the card from NXT. The women that were in the crowd were already fan favorites from years prior. Like, you didn't fit in the event at all. You didn't. What would be the reason for a call? Time has passed them by. You made your decision. I think that's the part that everybody is missing here. You made the decision. And it looks like Elena Black is going down that exact same road. You see, you have these women consistently try to play victim all the time. You really think there are no consequences to your actions. And like I said, third time reiterating this, even I could disagree with the practice in itself, but at the same time, when I disagree with something in regards to the practice, I just don't participate. But you decided to participate. You decided to put yourself in the game. So why are you crying? You decided to keep the material up. You said it yourself. You were making how much money? You were breaking records on OnlyFans. Did that money dry up? What happened? What happened? You should be good, man. Why you need to come back to WWE for? What point do you have to prove at this point? What point? In NXT? Half your stable, 1/3 of your stable's fucking go. Actually, you could probably say 2/3 if you include yourself. Like, who would have thought that the third wheel of Toxic Attraction would be the one that's actually, glowing right now in JC Jane? Like, there's, what do you want? Is what I'm asking. You broke the rules. You made the decision. You went on a press tour talking all kinds of shit. You continue to do the negative thing you got fired for. You bragged about making money from that negative thing you got fired for after being told to take down that material. You are now completely fucking irrelevant. What? Am I missing something here? Oh, that's right. Again, trying to run away from the consequences of your actions, running away from accountability. Stop enabling this behavior, guys. People, stop enabling this behavior. You wanted to have your cake and you wanted to eat it too. And now you're sitting back, hugging on your dog, drinking wine, looking like a fucking 50-year-old person who put business over family, and now all of a sudden you want fucking kids because you're lonely as shit. Well, there you go. There you go. You chose OnlyFans over wrestling. Now deal with the consequences. Got no one to blame but yourself. Like I said, man, weigh the options. Weigh the options before just jumping in and doing some shit that's super reckless and not understanding that at the end of the day, what you're doing right now, is it worth it compared to what you want to do later on? Always ask yourself that question. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Oh, Devontae, you're so harsh on her. She didn't know any better. You boot-licking motherfucker. Oh, God, Devontae, all you want to do is just bend the knee to WWE. No. Should I say this for the 4th time? I disagree. I would like for WWE to implement more sexuality within their product. but I know the path that they're going into. And I also agree about the double standard in regards to allowing their superstars to post on Instagram, but not allowing that same type of sexual attraction and sexual appeal to permeate their actual main roster or even NXT. I completely agree. But at the same time, I did not agree to participate. I did not sign the contract. The wrestlers did. And therefore, that's their fault. So why should I get angry? Why should I get behind someone who blatantly broke the fucking rules? You made your bed, now you gotta lie in it. Whose fault is that but your own? Typical feminist mentality. Always the action, never the consequences. Lie in that fucking bed. With that being said, my name is Devontae, and I'll be catching you guys later. A deuces and a pea ice.